Greetings, Wildcat family, and welcome back to a new school year. Damon Johnson, your athletic director here at Bishop Conaty-Our Lady of Loretto. I know a lot of you have been wondering what is going on with sports, what's happening, are we going to have teams? Well, I am here with a ton of information for you. I will be reading from a script, so please excuse me if you see me looking down and up, down and up. I apologize, but it's a lot of information. We would normally have this in person, but because of COVID-19, as you all know, everything is virtual. So let's get started. This year, things will be a little different, but we are prepared for anything that comes our way. We are taking health protocols from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the National Federation of State High School Associations to ensure that we are meeting the standards in order to condition and practice, along with the CIF, our governing body here in California. This year, there will be two seasons, a winter and a spring. In the frequently asked questions section that will follow this brief introduction, I hope I will be able to provide you all the answers and many questions that you may have. As new details come along, I will send updates. We hope for a safe and successful athletics year ahead of us. I know that our student athletes are excited to be back at school and also to be able to possibly play sports. Please be patient and bear with us as we navigate these new waters. Things will be different, just know that. But we are here for you, and we look forward to a great year of bringing athletics back, hopefully to full capacity. Go Wildcats. Now, I will move on to your frequently asked questions. So, for the 2021 Wildcat Sports section, what sports will occur this school year? This fall, we will have cross country and volleyball. Fall, winter. The spring, we will have soccer, basketball, golf, and cheer, and softball. Now, cross country and volleyball will be the first two sports that will start. And practices and conditioning and tryouts will be starting around mid-September to late September. After this video on the website, I will have the email addresses and names of all the coaches, so the student athletes can reach out to the prospective coaches of the prospective teams and find out when there is practices, when there is conditioning, and the whole nine. So this will be happening very soon, so you all can start reaching out to the coaches. The fall-winter season, as it's labeled, cross-country will run through December through March, and the league races will be on Wednesdays. Volleyball, December through March as well. League games will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. In the spring season, soccer will run from February through May. League games on Tuesday and Thursday. Basketball will be March through May. League games will be on Tuesday and Thursday as well. Golf will be March through May. League events on Mondays. And cheer, there's no season, just a tryout, a practice to possibly gear up for a summer camp for our cheerleaders. But those that will be determined on how everything moves according to COVID. And softball is March through May. League games will be on Mondays and Wednesdays, changed from last year, which was Tuesday and Thursdays. Can my student athlete participate in two spring sports? Yes, potentially, depending on the sports chosen. If a student athlete is selected for two teams, there will be a discussion with the students, parents, coach, and athletic director. This discussion will occur to evaluate commitment level, academic course load, and if possible, to do both sports. Now, the one thing that will change this year drastically is that we will only have one team for each sport, just varsity, because it's unknown territory, so we will have just one sport for one team for each sport, and we will only play a league schedule this year, where in the past we've had 3 teams for volleyball, 3 teams basketball, soccer has one team. There was some talk about softball having more than just one team as a JV and a varsity. But this year, because of everything that is going on, we have to stick with just one team. So hopefully everyone comes out ready to rock and roll, ready to take someone else's spot if possible. But it's going to be very, very competitive. And we're only going to have a league schedule because we don't know what's going to happen. So just league and one team only. What are the sports fees for this year and when is it due? For the winter sports, volleyball and cross country, it's $125 per sport, and that's due on November 30th. For the spring sports, it's $125 as well. Soccer is due in February. Softball and basketball will be in March, along with golf. Now, I will give those exact dates at a later date because it's so far away, 6 months away. I can give those dates for the spring sports at a later date. Fees will automatically be debited from the account on file from the finance office. The fee will not occur simultaneously with tuition payments. What does the sports fees cover? There are so many questions that parents say, well, I've already paid tuition, so why should I be paying a sports fee? Well, the sports fees covers officials fees, CIF state dues, CIF Southern Section dues, facility rentals, equipment and supplies, tournament invitation fees, first aid medical supplies, end of season awards, transportation, and uniforms. Transportation is the buses to get us to and from all of the different sporting events. Will there be conditioning before tryouts? With COVID-19, conditioning will look a little different this year. Each sport will have a conditioning season before tryouts. Most sports will be starting conditioning after Labor Day, as I said earlier, or mid-September. A student will wear and bring sports-specific equipment for the sport that they are choosing to condition in. Each student that plays a sport with a ball will be required to bring their own ball and equipment. Example, soccer, cleats, running shoes, ball, shin guards, water bottle, towel, and gym bag. Conditioning with a team does not automatically mean a slot on a team. Remember, you must make the team. So just because you're coming out to condition doesn't mean that, oh, I've made the volleyball team. Oh, I've made the basketball team. This, as I said earlier, we're only going to have one team. So the competition level is going to be very, very high to make that one team. So just know that because you're coming out to condition doesn't mean that you are on the team. Now, you will and must have a physical, a medical physical. Those physicals will be administered next Friday and Saturday, the 11th and 12th of September. There will be a blast email that will go out along. It will be also posted on our website. We understand due to COVID-19 fears that not everyone feels comfortable coming to conditioning. We understand that. Therefore, please contact myself to put you in touch with the coach if you are in this situation. Each coach will be sending out workouts to do at home or in some cases conduct Zoom sessions. Students will still be accountable for completing the workouts and checking in with sports-specific coaches. Once again, as I said earlier, I will have the email addresses to every coach, so please email them to find out exactly what the expectation is for their respective sports. I know Cheer will be doing some virtual training. I don't know about the other coaches. That's up to them. It's wide open, so they will determine exactly what type of conditioning they are planning and practices. What is required in order to condition? Parents must submit a parent conditioning consent form and provide an up-to-date physical exam to the athletic director. If the student is an incoming ninth grader, we will use the physical that was submitted as part of the new student packet. Now, if that is done, then if you are an incoming ninth grader and you had to have a physical as an incoming freshman, then you won't need to get another physical. But if you don't have one, then you must get a new physical. After that, you can use the pre-participation form moving forward to renew every year. All of these forms are and will be located on our website. So you can click on it, print it, fill it out, email it back to us and it will be available electronically to where you could possibly fill it out just online, and it will come directly back to us here at the school. A student must be in school that day in order to participate. If a student is absent from school, whether online or hybrid or in person, they will not be able to participate. So what we're saying, if you're scheduled, if there's a game, if there's a practice, and you don't show up on your virtual school, you can't show up to practice either. So that's a rule that's been in place for a long time, and nothing has changed with that at all. It is really important to have an active physical so that we can be aware of any health issues or problems. Please schedule one if you know that your physical is going to expire. Once again, those physicals will be administered next Friday and Saturday, which is the 11th and 12th here at the school. A blast email will go out with more information of times that you can sign up for the physicals. The physicals are the same as last year. They're $35 per physical. When will trials begin? Fall sports, volleyball and cross country starting the week of November 2nd from 3:30 to 5:30. Spring sports, soccer starting the week of January 4th, basketball week of January 13th. These dates may change, so that's why having your coaches or having the respective coaches' numbers and emails will allow you to reach out to them just in case something changes. And as we know, with COVID, things change daily, hourly, at the minute, because we just don't know. If we are still online for school, will there be tryouts and practice? Yes. Whether we are online or hybrid or fully on campus, we will have tryouts and practice. All students are required to make it to practice and games if they make a team. Practices will be located at the following locations: cross country, outside as always; volleyball, outside in the sand courts; basketball, possibly the gym; soccer, outside on the softball field that we use as a makeshift soccer field; and softball on the softball field. Cheer will be virtually and outside on the softball field as well. Will parents be allowed to watch games? It all depends on the Center for Disease Control and the National Federation of High School Sports, along with CIF, and whatever health guidelines that they come out with. As of right now, the answer is no. But we are hopeful that we can have parents and fans, but once again, we just don't know. More information will be provided as information is released to myself, and I'll release it out to the Wildcat family. Currently, we are looking into options of streaming games just in case we are not allowed to have spectators and parents attend the games. GPA and eligibility. According to CIF, the student must achieve an unweighted grade point average of 2.0 or higher in enrolled courses in order to participate. According to Bishop Conaty, a student incurs an academic probation status at the conclusion of any semester. She receives at least one F on her report card or drops below a 2.0 GPA. She will be immediately dropped from the team. Any student on academic or disciplinary probation at the time of tryouts will not be considered eligible for the season. So, young ladies, please take care of your academics. That's the most important thing when it comes to athletics. You must be eligible academically to participate athletically. Transportation. We have used buses in the past for games, but may have to use a parent carpool system. And if we do use a parent carpool system, that means that all the parents that are expecting to drive must be virtuous trained. And that's something that can be discussed with Mrs. Loretto in the vice principal's office. And depending on the health guidelines or when the season starts. Due to COVID-19 and parent concerns, this year parents may be able, as I said earlier, to drive their daughter to and from all games. All transportation will be finalized for each team once the team has been selected. So once we select the team and see who's on the team, then we can have another meeting and try to find out if parents can actually drive, if they cannot drive, and if we will need a bus. We're trying to be as safe as we possibly can for everyone in this situation. Number of teams this year. Once again, only varsity levels for each sport this year and league play only. Facility usage. In the past, we have had outside athletic groups and outside interests use the gym. But this year, Wildcat teams will be the only ones to use the gym whenever we are allowed to. No outside groups will be allowed in order to promote safety and cleanliness for all of our Wildcat students. What happens if a student or coach gets COVID-19, and who will coach the team? Each team will have an assistant coach. So if a coach or assistant coach gets COVID-19, there will still be a coach for the team. The affected coach or student will then go into protocol of COVID-19 and will return when they are cleared by their doctor. Coach or student will be quarantined for 14 days and will need to have 2 negative test results in order to come back. And we will be checking temperatures as well for all the student athletes when they step on campus. Cleaning procedures. Maintenance staff will be cleaning all facilities frequently to ensure high levels of cleanliness and safety. Students will also have access to hand sanitizer in various sports of the facility. We plan to keep students 6 to 12 feet apart at all times. Practices and games during vacation breaks. Yes, this will happen this year. Any students selected for a team will be required to stay in town for Christmas and Easter breaks, as well as any holidays that may fall in between if they are part of the team. Due to COVID-19 and new CIF schedule that has been released, we will have to schedule games and some tournaments for those breaks. We are not playing any tournaments, so our games is done through our league, which is the Horizon League, and we will try not to schedule games during the holidays if we possibly can, but it's not guaranteed, so just know that that is a possibility. You may be playing games during the Christmas break, Easter break, spring break, and any other holiday. What if the season ends early? What will happen with our fee? So if you are in winter sports or a spring sport and something happens where we have to shut everything down as we did last March, then if the season ends early due to COVID-19, we will prorate the season. Please keep in mind that we still need to pay for the coaches, league dues, and CIF dues for the sports season. So meaning if we just started, your 125 will be prorated and the finance office will get the money back to you of the difference. And lastly, what is the protocol for students when arriving to practice and conditioning? In compliance with the CDC, CIF, and the National Federation High School guidelines and local government requirements, we will have each student in a single file, socially distanced line where they will walk up to the coach and answer a set of health questions, plus have their temperatures taken before being admitted to practice or any conditioning session. Parents will be required to stay on campus until their student has answered the questions and cleared a temperature check. Now, I know some of you may take the bus or may take an Uber to practice, so just know that if you are deemed where you cannot practice, we will have something in place to where you have to must go back home, so we can make sure that you won't pass it on to anybody else that is on the team. No spectators or parents will be allowed in the practice area. We are trying to keep practices to just students and coaches to allow for enough spacing. And we have such a big grass area with our softball field, grass, and sand volleyball courts. We should be able to spread out as much as possible. So this is all I have for now. Hopefully this helps everyone ease the tense of some parents that I've received a few emails asking what is going on with athletics. I'm glad I was able to put this video out so everyone can see it and understand that we are here for you. We understand it's a different times. Nothing is normal anymore. So just bear with us. Please be patient. Please understand that we're doing everything we possibly can to make sure that your daughters are safe and they're in a good place. And we want to be successful as an athletic team, but we also want to be safe and smart at the same time. So thank you all. Be talking to everyone soon. Stay tuned to our websites, both sports and the general school website, for any upcoming information. Go Wildcats.